He's back.
Yeah. El Perfecto in the football standings after this week. I'm happy.
Let's go.
Can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up?
Good morning. Snowman here to all you Brock Purdy and San Francisco 49er haters. Shut up! I gotta thank you, Shane.
I mean, whatever happened to the games where breaking 100 points was, I don't know, unusual?
There was one word to sum up the All-Star weekend.
Trays. Cause we take this job so serious.
Splash Brothers, yes. Ray Allen, replace him with Steve Kerr. Reggie Miller, yeah.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Oh yeah! Let's go. Good morning. Welcome to the Taco Tuesday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have you all with us. This hour is presented by BetUS.com. Remember, you sign up, use the code Snowman, and you get 125% deposit match on your deposit. BetUS.com, where the game begins. Hoo-wee! After missing yesterday because of a cluster blank I had at Starbucks and all kinds of equipment problems, we are back today. And I need to make this update as well because my wife reminded me of it. She said, don't forget to start the podcast version of your show today. Since you kicked off season 11, don't worry about the past episodes. Just start with today and go forward. All right, cool. So thank you, honey. I appreciate that. And I want to send a very special shout to a friend of mine who is like family, my little sister Jessica, going through a tough time. And I told her, tune in and we will help make her laugh. And that's what we are going to do. As mentioned, this portion is brought to you by BetUS.com. Use the code Snowman to get 125% deposit match on your deposit. BetUS.com, where the game begins. Also, you can go to youtube.com/@SITMorning. That's our brand new channel. Subscribe there. We're trying to get that loaded and monetized within a month. And I feel we're gonna do that within a month. I really feel that. So we need y'all's help. Just give us a subscribe again to youtube.com/@SITMorning. because beginning in January, that's where the show will air as we're transitioning the YouTube channel Snowman Multimedia to a full play-by-play channel. Everybody seems to enjoy it. We seem to get our best numbers doing that, so we're going to make that transition and have the SIT Morning Channel house our morning show and draw the audience there. All right, we got a little business to take care of. It's called The Whip Around, presented by Fanatics. We start in the Meadowlands, where the Bills pick up a big 23-20 win over the New York Jets in a flag fest. There was so much laundry on the field last night, the laundromat couldn't hold it. But the Bills hold on to move to 4-2 on the year. The Jets dropped to 2-4. We will talk about all of that. We will talk about all of that and dive deeper and got a little more stuff for you after during the next segment. 76ers star Paul George has suffered a hyperextended left knee. So he may be out for a while. Uh-oh. The Los Angeles Clippers have ruled Kawhi Leonard out for the remainder of the preseason. And we don't know what his season status is. Where have we heard that before?
Too many places, too many times.
To the scoreboard we go. Game 2 of the NLCS belongs to the Mets. They beat the Dodgers 7-3, and to borrow the words of Howie Rose, put it in the book. Yankees beat the Indians 5-2. They lead that series 1-0. NHL last night began in Boston, where Florida picked up a 4-3 win. It was Ottawa over LA 7-3, Pittsburgh over Montreal 6-3, and the Islanders beat Colorado, who was off to a very slow start. That final score was 6-2, and Colorado's got a lot of work to do. Rangers over Detroit 4-1, and New Jersey shut out Utah by a final of 3-0. That's your scoreboard, and that's the Whip Around presented by Fanatics. As mentioned, the Whip Around is presented to you by Fanatics. Use the code Snowman to get 25% off of your order. Fanatics, officially license everything. We got a break, and when we come back, the New York Jets season is over.
Mm-hmm.
I declare it right now. The New York Jets season is finito in the sun. We'll talk about that. And we got 5 coaches we're going to put on the hot seat. And wait till you hear who we're going to put there. And an owner belongs there too. All that and more as the Tuesday edition of Snowman in the Morning continues in the Deuce.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
I want to do a TED Talk, but I don't have anything to talk about yet. I'm getting there.
Life is for the living. We're not here that long.
You can learn anything you want to learn without any money spent.
What do I really enjoy? What do I really want out of life?
I am your host, WIZE.
Are you in a life holding pattern? Well, this is for you. Welcome to the Stuck in My Mind podcast. Live every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 4 p.m. Central. Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another Beating a Dead Horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network, in association with Comey Media Incorporated, proudly present The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central. Whether it's the men's college game,
the way that this season has been going, yeah, anything is possible.
The women's college game,
and how passionate Angel Reese was at that press conference, they got their mojo now.
The WNBA,
AJ Williams stood at 1 and 2, followed by Brittany Griner, Aaliyah Boston, Jackie Young,
or the NBA.
The Lakers had a 0.8 chance of winning. And then what happened in the fourth quarter? LeBron James by himself outdid the Clippers.
You will get any and all of the information right at your fingertips or your earlobes. Join the Playmaker as he breaks down all things basketball in Shooting Lights Out on the Playmaker's blog, network, YouTube channel, and where you can find podcasts. Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze car.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to I can beat up black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, No, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
I forgot to push that button. We'll open the dog's garage at the top of the second hour. And boy, he's got some people to roast today. Last night, let's go to the Fanatics feedback zone very quickly. Sick Diggy is the first one in. Says, I took some Clearwater laxative a few hours ago, and now I'm completely cleansed. So this is a good morning. He adds good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. And Ryan McQuaffey, the international supervillain, as Victor describes him, says, good day, Snow Crew. We're starting off with the low-hanging fruit of the New York Jets. Fantastic. And I'm starting off with a pumpkin in my lap. Hi, Pumpkin.
I hate to tell you something, Ryan, but at least it's your team and not the New England Patriots. And trust me, I've got a lot to say about that.
We'll do that during the second hour. The Hawk TV is with us. He says, good morning. And the Jets. The Jets, the Jets, the Jets.
They did New York Jets things last night. I hate to say it, but
listen, I know Ryan described the last 2 seasons as cautiously optimistic after the signing of one Aaron Rodgers. Now I'll get to him in a minute. But what's going right for the Jets since Aaron Rodgers has gotten there? I'll tell you what's going right. Nothing.
He ain't even been there long enough for a cup of coffee because let's not forget, he went down 3 plays in last year.
Yep.
So last year was a complete wash for him.
Mm-hmm.
This year has started off, well, let's just say it, New York Jets style slow.
Mm-hmm.
It's a plain and simple fact. I mean, you're not going to win a game, going, what was it? Let me take a look. I had it right in front of me. 4 for 12 on third down. You're not winning a game that way.
You know what, Chris? I remember what Chris Simpson said. Third down is the money down. Get down, Pumpkin.
It is.
Third down is the money down. And if you don't convert on third down, you're giving up possessions and you're giving up points. That's what the Jets did last night. 4 for 12 on third downs. Say it again. 4 for 12.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to win that way at all.
It also doesn't help when there's more yellow flags on the field than a NASCAR race at Bristol.
Oh, dear God.
22 total penalties for 204 yards.
You're not going to win that way either. You're not going to win that way either. I mean,
that's
how many times have I criticized my team for being undisciplined? Huh?
Both teams were that way last night.
Exactly.
New York had 110 of those penalty yards.
And it killed them.
And the biggest issue they had is they gave up 3 sacks.
Mm-hmm. Rodgers is not himself. Because if you look at the game last night, they ran a lot of screen plays.
They did.
So Rodgers doesn't get hurt because Rodgers doesn't have the same mobility as he once did.
No, and the fact is he's still dealing with that sprain from the game in London.
Yep.
I mean,
there was a
sprain doesn't heal in a week. Trust me, been there, done that. I've had him go 6-8 weeks before. So trust me, Aaron Rodgers is not going to be himself until about the halfway point of the season if he survives that long.
If he survives that long. I saw a stat thrown up last night. Aaron Rodgers has the Packer record for 300-yard games with 62. However, he has not had a 300-yard game since 2021.
Well, he was knocking on the door of it last night, but it still wasn't going to be enough.
Mm-hmm.
When you give up 110 penalty yards and go 4 for 12 on third down efficiency,
4 for 12.
I don't care how many yards you have. That's not winning a game. Now, granted, Buffalo shot themselves in the foot last night. So only come away with a 3-point win when this should have been a
blowout.
Walk.
Yeah, this should have been a blowout.
But unfortunately for Buffalo, they found their own holes last night.
Mm-hmm.
So needless to say, this was not a get-right game for either team.
No.
And it's showing that coming into this upcoming week for both of these teams, they both have problems.
Big problems. There's so many holes to fill for Buffalo. It's not even funny. All right? Because their lack of a running game was glaring last night.
And I mean, looking into the crystal ball, the Bills have the Titans coming up this Sunday. And the Jets go into Pittsburgh for Sunday night.
I might have to do that one. I might have to do that. I might have to do that one.
And I think
we'll see.
Tell McCoffee something, but Pittsburgh is going to have your number this Sunday.
Nah, I want anarchy in that game.
Man, you want anarchy most of the time when it comes to Pittsburgh. Let's be real.
Well, yeah. For the simplest of reasons, everybody was praising Pittsburgh for signing Justin Fields and Russell Wilson. Okay?
Yeah, well, that's just Pittsburgh stupidity.
Mm-hmm. Pittsburgh is dumb, okay?
Oh.
And now I hear that Russell Wilson may finally be available. Shut up. Just shut up.
Well, the committee of Pittsburgh pinheads will be happy to hear that.
You know, I am so tired of the Pittsburgh committee of the committee of Pittsburgh pinheads. I'm tired of it.
Man, there's
I'm tired of that. I'm tired of it, and I'm tired of them.
Man, there's a lot of committees, associations, and groups we're tired of. Trust me.
Yep.
I deal with enough of them.
We both do.
The National Committee of NASCAR Knuckleheads is right up my alley.
Oh my gosh. And NASCAR, I hate to say this to you, Shane. I'm not a NASCAR fan, but I do follow it on occasion. NASCAR has been ruined.
Too many ways.
And simple.
Too many ways, my man. Too many ways.
Plain and simple. NASCAR has been Ruined.
If the garage was long enough, I'd be taking so many people over to Kohl's, but I've got 2 in line for today.
Yeah. Yeah, as I said, we'll do the garage at the top of the hour. All right. I asked a friend if I can borrow something, and he said it was okay. So a shout out to my buddy Rich Perez for the subject we're going to talk about right now. The subject being coaches on the hot seat. And I will give the name and the reason. This is according to Rich Perez, one of my insiders. And then we'll both offer our thoughts. So, here we go. 5 coaches need to sit down. The first coach on the hot seat is Doug Peterson of the Jaguars. The locker room has quit. The team is not competing and giving up at halftime when they're down. And you see it all over the place.
Yeah, you do. And that's the unfortunate thing is Jacksonville has bits and pieces that they could take to them to have at least a winning record. I mean, you're not looking at them to make the playoffs unless something miraculous ever happened.
Yeah.
But they have pieces that could put a decent record together if they knew how to get coached.
Mm-hmm.
But, not only should the head coach be on the hot seat, ownership needs to be on the hot seat.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're not investing where they need to invest.
They sure aren't. And they're not running the offense through the person they need to run it through. And that is Breece Hall.
Mm-hmm. I hate to say it, the only way Jacksonville is going to come out of this is if Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks pull a BTE trigger on everybody.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, the next coach that is on the next coach that needs to have a seat. You know this name, Nick Sirianni of the Philadelphia Eagles. And with Rich Perez granting me permission, they're fighting with the fans now. Their underachieving has the fan base angry, and I don't blame them after a Super Bowl appearance, and they're cracking under pressure. And I will point to the game where the foundation not only cracked, but crumbled. Week 13 last year against San Francisco.
Yeah, and Philadelphia has always been a hotbed of controversy when it comes to their fans anyway. So fighting with them doesn't surprise me. It's just the fact that, well, why are you fighting with your fan base when you should actually be trying to perform for them?
Right.
Now, granted, they're sitting second in the NFC East, but the problem is, look who's sitting above them.
The Washington Redskins.
Good luck.
Hail to the Redskins. I cannot call them the Commanders, even though that's their legal name. And my young buddy Jason said you need to say the correct name of the teams because it protects your brand. I understand that, but I don't care. They are the Washington Redskins as far as I'm concerned.
And Jaden Daniels right now is leading that team into a playoff berth. There is no way right now that anybody else in the East is walking away with that top spot besides Washington. I don't care what happens right now.
He's leading that team.
Philadelphia doesn't have a chance.
He's leading that team to a division title, and Philadelphia is about to miss the playoffs.
Easily.
Philadelphia is unless something changes real quick, Sirianni will be on the hot seat, and if they don't make the playoffs this year, he's out of there.
Sirianni is about to get run.
Nick Tight Jeans Sirianni. I think that's how Cool McCain described him. Here's the next coach. Antonio Pierce of the Raiders.
Yep.
Just bad decisions on players, calls, and replays, mistake after mistake. And it's driving the fans away from Allegiant Stadium. It's driving fans away from the Death Star.
The only way the fans are going to be going to the Death Stars for WrestleMania next year.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The only way Las Vegas is doing anything right now is with the F1 Grand Prix coming up in November and with WrestleMania. No one else gives a crap about what's going on with the Vegas football team, and that's a problem. They moved them out to Vegas. They put Allegiant Stadium out there for a reason, and the play of the team right now is driving everyone away because they're not going to sell that house.
Mm-hmm.
And they need to do something. Now, granted, they're in a division where everything runs through Kansas City.
Yep.
But that doesn't mean with the weapons you have at your disposal with that team that you should be down at the bottom of the barrel right now in your division.
Exactly.
And that's where Oakland is. And I'm sorry, but it's Oakland.
Thank you.
That needs to be able to figure out where to take the team.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, they're always going to be looking up. Their back is flat on the mat, and they're looking at the lights. And they're going to be constantly doing that because they're jobbing to everybody right now, not just in the AFC West, but the entire league.
Oh, yeah.
And they're going to be sitting down there. They're going to be lucky if they see 4 wins this season. I'm going to put it to you like that.
I agree. I totally agree.
They need to have a wake-up call and fast, or else their head coach is going to get run, and that house is going to be empty for a while.
Yep. The only time it'll be like SRO and filter capacity was February earlier this year in a game that we called. I believe it's called the Super Bowl.
And I believe we spent a good 6 hours on it.
Oh boy, we'll relive that story later. Next one. Kevin Stefanski of the Cleveland Browns. Now, I will throw a wild card into this equation. There is a big reason, a huge reason, why the Cleveland Browns are failing with the talent that they have on their roster. And his name is Deshaun Watson.
This is one of those issues where it's not just the head coach that needs to be on a hot seat, it's ownership for giving Deshaun such a stupid contract.
And when we say, folks, and when we say stupid contract, we mean just that. We mean just that. It's an absolutely ridiculous contract. Ridiculous, man.
$230 million guaranteed for a player.
And every penny guaranteed. Every damn penny. What? What's he going to do for you? Okay?
Were they that desperate for a quarterback? Seriously? Ridiculous.
It seems that way.
Yeah, and now the problem is they're stuck in this contract. Their team is basically playing like the color of their jersey.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just not going to go far.
Uh-oh. Sorry about that.
The team's just not going to go far. I mean, seriously, right now, they are, again, bottom of the barrel in the AFC North. And we all know the North is running through Baltimore, even though Pittsburgh's trying to make a name for themselves.
Yep. The North runs, as far as I'm concerned, the North runs through Baltimore.
Yeah.
Right?
Henry, and
no one else.
Henry and Lamar Jackson in Baltimore.
No one else in that division has a chance in hell. No one.
But right now, Cleveland is sitting at the bottom of the barrel overall, right next to Tennessee, right next to Jacksonville.
Yep.
And right next to, unfortunately, right now, New England, but I'm going to get to that later.
Yeah. We'll get to that next segment. Trust me.
The problem with Cleveland is the fact that they've got a quarterback who can't do jack, locked up with a contract, meaning that the team can't do jack.
Mm.
And it's going to screw them over for the foreseeable future. Until Deshaun Watson is out of Cleveland, they're not going anywhere.
Exactly. They're the same old Browns. Y'all understand me? They're the same old Browns.
The last time this team was relevant, Drew Carey had his own TV show on ABC.
Mm-hmm. And they were just coming back.
Besides that, good luck, Cleveland.
And
Only way you guys
I'll throw this.
The only way
And I'll throw
Cleveland
this shot. I'll throw this shot out there. Okay.
go with it.
I will throw this shot out there. The legacy of the Cleveland Cavaliers is Craig Elo.
Right now, the only way Cleveland's going to win a championship is if they put Wild Thing in the bullpen for the Indians going into New York.
Dear Lord. Dear Lord. All right. And this one will make Victor happy. And I know he's got some random musings when he gets back on the air with us. In fact, we may have him back. In fact, he may make an appearance tomorrow. There's this. Mike Fat-Ass McCarthy.
This has been yet another Beating a Dead Horse presentation.
I'm going to tell you right now, a zombie version of Dusty Rhodes could coach this team better than Pennywise.
Yep.
But yet again, we all know Gerald is going to be keeping Pennywise around until the cows come home, which means they're going to end up keeping Dak as their quarterback. Now, yes, he's got the long-term extension, so don't CD Lamb and all this great crap. But the problem is you're not getting your investment back because what was it? The smallest man in the ring standing on the shortest stepladder in the smallest hell in a cell is what Dak Prescott is.
Dak Prescott comes up smaller than Mini-Me standing on a stepladder at the world's smallest hell in a cell. I think that's how Victor described it.
Yeah. And that's what it's going to happen. Every January, they're going to go into the playoffs, and then after their first game, they're hitting the golf course.
Victor Locke is with us. He says, when I get back on, I have some random musings, including a simple question. What did we learn? What did we learn, Ezekiel Elliott? Okay, I'll answer that question for you. Not a damn thing.
No.
Not a thing.
Zeke has been non-apparent so far this season for Dallas.
You know what? If I were ownership of the Cowboys, I'd cut that salary in a heartbeat. Now, granted, I'm gonna have to eat. Now, granted, I'll have to eat it, but screw it at this point.
You kind of have to screw it at this point because
screw it at this point.
Look at your investment.
Yeah, that's all I got to say. Screw it at this point. Because coming up shorter than Mini-Me on a stepladder in the world's smallest hell in a cell. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Like I said, they see their playoff schedule. They play the first game, then they end up on the golf course. Because Dak Prescott is not ready for the spotlight.
Dak Prescott is your quarterback. Okay.
They haven't had a quarterback ready for the spotlight. Let's be real here. Since number 8,
Troy Aikman. Since Troy Aikman.
Look how bad Romo crumbled.
Oh God.
Now, granted, we all know
throw for 500 yards and lose. And I'm talking about the game against the Denver Broncos.
Yep.
Against Peyton Manning.
Well, it's kind of hard to beat the professor at his own game. And even then, he didn't even have to go that. He didn't have to throw for 500.
Right.
Dallas always finds a way to shoot themselves in the foot.
And Sunday was awful.
Yeah, it was.
Sunday was a game that I loved. Okay, let me just be real here.
Right.
But if you're the Dallas Cowboys, You have got to be kidding me. 47-9.
That's a
$60 million man. And he leads his team to 9 points. 3 field goals. 3 field goals. 3! Lord have mercy.
Yeah, and here's the thing about it is you would figure throwing the ball 33 times you have at least 250, 300 yards.
Yep.
Prescott only had 178, 17 completions.
Oops. That's not going to get it done.
Nope. Their rushing game was non-existent. They went 3 of 13 on third down efficiency.
Ooh, there's a stat for you. 3 for 13. 3 for 13 on third downs.
Yeah, well, here's the bigger thing. 4 sacks allowed, 3 interceptions, and 2 fumbles lost.
Mm.
Yeah, that game was.
Ouch. Just plain